Welcome to the Good Man Factory audio experience.
True.
Rizzy here with. Am I
son.
alone?
Do you
Oh,
forget everyone's
shit.
names or something? What?
Yeah.
No, I'm waiting for everyone to say their names.
T
Introduce
and
yourself.
it's T.
Big Malik.
And it's the Meji.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Today we're talking about, just being a freelancer slash entrepreneur and dating, relationships. How does it go? What's your experiences?
Yeah, my experience has been rocky. I've been doing it for 6 years now.
Which part?
What?
No, being an entrepreneur,
Entrepreneur,
and a
okay.
freelancer. And I will say to you, it's very hard. Very, 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 very hard.
What are you finding
Like,
difficult?
I think just looking back, if someone asks me, obviously like the emotional intelligence side and that is something I wish I had from young and so on. So, but I think more the perspective that you see when you ain't got dough and being in a relationship, from my experience, it's long. You know what I mean? And like not being able to do things, knowing from my experience that the girl that I was with at the time would have felt away but not said anything because of my feelings, it doesn't really help. And it's like it highlights like your situation even more, because when you're broke as a freelancer, from my experience, like it is like literally broke. Like this ain't broke and I'm got something coming at the end of the month. You might not have something coming for the next 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And you're deep in your overdraft. So you're borrowing to live. You're living on borrowed time. Because you have to pay back money. And, you know what I mean? Remember when we used to fight our Monzo overdrafts to get out of it and stuff like that? Like, because me and Dimmy used to basically talk about this entrepreneur life every single day.
Yeah.
And figure ways how we're going to get money and stuff like that. And, like, yeah, being broke and, like, being a freelancer and an entrepreneur, it's, like, it's hell. So, like...
So what kind of situations did you get into?
I know, like, definitely... my situation in the past has definitely affected how my relationships are in the past. Like, definitely from my own personal experience. I know, like, now that I wouldn't say I'm in a completely better space. Nothing has really changed, but I will say that having money there, or having one less thing to think about when it comes to money, it's allowed me to work on certain parts of myself, so I could give the person I'm with or dating at the time. I personally think I'm more fun now than I was then, because I had to watch every little penny before, and that would affect certain things where I could have given energy to my emotional intelligence or how I felt. And
were you able to be transparent about your situation with girls you were dating?
No.
Why though?
I think it's more understanding, like, okay, if you're like, from my experience, talking to girls that have 9 to 5s, like already they're not gonna understand the concept of day rates and working from a daily rate. They're more probably an
Waiting for that
hourly and
invoice.
time and, and time
Waiting
and
2, 3, 4 months
invoices
for
and
invoices.
the stress of like how much more work goes into it. It's not just the day; it's the prep before it. Because obviously, when you're starting off, there's still things you have to prep in your mind and how to do this and how to do everything's the first time. So you're learning on a job when you're freelancing. Whereas when you have a job, if you make mistakes, they still pay you. If I make a mistake, there's been times I've made mistakes and I had to refund the deposit. That's how bad the shoot went. You get what I mean? So now I'm in the pocket because I spent that deposit.
Life of a creative.
You know what I mean? And that was like real hard time. So you can imagine that experiencing happen and then being with someone that requires a certain level of emotion and attention. And then it's like, I need to, at the time I was like, I need to give my bank account some attention because I've been taking from her all day long. You know what I mean? And yeah, so yeah, like definitely money was like a big factor.
But then how do you go about circumventing the pressure of not wanting to lose that person, but also wanting to try to show them a good time? How do you do that now, like when you're dating to everybody? Like how do you just circumvent that pressure of not wanting to lose her, but also trying to show her this is what it is?
I think you got to be on the same page, man. If you're with someone and your focus is showing them a good time when you know your bank balance is saying different, And if you feel like she won't understand that, then you're probably like making a bad decision. Because you need to be with someone who you can be comfortable and confident explaining your financial situation, because then they can help you make better decisions rather than you going out of your way to do whatever. It's not benefiting you at all, and you're feeding this relationship, but how long can you keep it up? You're going to go into the red and you're going to do mad things just to stay above the red. And it's stressful, man. Yeah. You don't need that. There's enough things in this world to be worrying about than to be like, you don't need that extra pressure.
So you feel like you have to choose ultimately between dating and being an entrepreneur or a freelancer or your career?
I think in the early stage, yeah. Yeah, like, you know what it is? I will say from my experience that every person's journey is unique, and like there's no one way or the other. But me speaking from hindsight, I've got into relationships I believe I should have not got into in the first place, because I was not in the right place to handle those type of relationships. Like being in a position where like okay, for example, now I could help more people, like emotionally and mentally and physically, like just being there for them because of the position I've created, the time and the energy and the businesses I've created around myself now. If I didn't have this a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So, and I know there's a big difference now that, okay, cool. If I have these things that serve people and blah, 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 it gives me time to now serve my people. Do you know what I mean? So being a better brother, being a better son, being a better partner, being a better, you know what I mean? Just being a better person to everyone around me. So I know, for example, in the beginning where I was trying to juggle the two, how maintain a social life and create a big business. When you're creating a business, like it comes with a lot of energy, you're mixing with a lot of energy, and those energies can transfer to the people, the person you care about the most. And sometimes it's not good vibes. So the stress of work today or being on set or how tired you are will kind of like overflow to the person you're with. And if they don't understand it, it's completely unfair to them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, I probably wouldn't have got into a relationship at the beginning stages of my entrepreneur life. But obviously I didn't know, and I didn't have anyone to tell me how hard that road is if you want to make it in life in that world.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like you bond over brokenness. I feel like when you ain't got money, then you're more likely to have a partner who's more understanding, and because you could have money one day and then lose it all, you know, and that could be a test. But I don't know, I feel even history tells us, you know, when you look at many successful men or people who've gone on to be successful that didn't have money and are with their partners now, they're like, yeah, like when I had nothing, they were still there. So it's interesting that you have these pressures, obviously, from society. However, when, like, you know what it's like to just have nothing and it's just you and your partner, like you're just there, but she's not going nowhere. You know, I remember there was one time with my ex years ago, there was nothing. And bro, we shared Gary. Damn, we shared Gary.
But you know what?
Yes. But man, it was so lit.
Yo, from my struggle love.
Bro, we shared Gary.
Like, from my personal experience, I haven't sat down and said, okay, cool. I could say someone that looked at my circumstance then and was prepared to suffer.
But were you transparent? And I think,
this is what I'm trying to say to you. In not being transparent, like from my personal experience, they weren't prepared to go through hell with me. Like that was just never gonna happen. And that's where I found myself in that space. Like it was like it's peak.
But then sometimes when, not to say you were, but when you're insecure about your financial situation, you don't even allow that person to have that choice or make that decision. You've made it for them.
Yeah, true.
That was me like in like 2016, 2017. So I made a big lifestyle transition. Started investing in like my businesses. So I didn't understand that sacrifice had to come with that. So I would still maintain, you know, a certain lifestyle whilst, you know, putting a lot of money into my businesses. And back then I didn't know about living within my means. I was still trying to maintain both the old school lifestyle and this new life that I'm taking on. and I was with someone at the time, and they knew me for the old me, and I kept that perception there.
Ghost.
And I should have been transparent and just revealed that like things are changing now. I've invested in X, Y, and Z. I'm living within my means now. I'm making sacrifice. Like I'm kind of like downsizing when you think about it. Like, as in like just reducing, the way my spending habits, and they just never understood that. But I kind of blame myself because I still kept that perception of, everything's all right, man.
You want her back. Sounding like you want to go back. You want to tell her, please.
But you know what? Yeah, that in itself is so vulnerable, man. It's like you're admitting that you're not well, that you need help, that, you're low, and it's so like being able to let someone is so.
But you know what? There were times where I tried to, but she still didn't believe.
See, and that it's like you're opening up, and someone might not believe. It hurts, bro. It's like you're pouring your heart out, bro. Honestly. You need help. You're on the low, and this person's not.
Well, it's her choice to make.
It's hard, bro.
If she don't want to stay with you because you've been honest, then so be it. But you should always be honest to protect you. Yeah. And for me personally, this pandemic has taught me that it's not about your financial situation when meeting somebody, because nowhere is open, no one's spending money. You can get creative, you can go to the park, you can go have a picnic and do a bike ride and whatever. And I think it's not really, I think the issues of money are the pressures that men place on themselves, and most females would stay, because if you look at, like I said, you look at successful men, I think the actual issue when you look at being an entrepreneur or freelancer or trying to chase something is time. And I think that's where you clash, because the more money you're getting, the less time you're kind of having, and you might shower them, or you might have the money that you had once upon a time to do it. And that's what the pandemic has taught me, that you have more time, so you're able to do the picnics and you're able to do the bike rides or whatever else you didn't have time for before. And when I've been speaking to so many sort of like entrepreneurs or freelancers now, they're like, yo, I'm so happy because I'm using my time to get closer to family, friends, and my girl, and such and such. And I think that's what it is when you really think about it.
No, dating now has been completely like you can't spend the money. You know what I mean? I can't. There's nothing. Where can we go? Do you see what I mean? And even when we go there, it's like it's not as comfortable because there's all requirements. Do
you know what? We can go abroad and go to like nice places, but I think now because of what we've been through during the lockdown, we now everyone now appreciates the small things, like going to the park, going for walks,
like
the sunset. Now that's enough. I'm sure before lockdown, you tell a girl, let's go for a walk. They'll be looking at you.
This is what I'm saying. This is us. No, but this is us putting the pressure on us. Bro, I was with a girl once. Yeah.
So do you think it's actually us? Though?
It's us.
It's us.
Shall I tell you why it's us?
You're right.
For example, there's one thing I did. I did a bike riding day. People were laughing at me. Yeah.
Who was people?
Men.
No, like telling my friends, like in my own personal experience, when I was with my mates, I told them, I was like, yo, like I'm going on a
men were laughing at you.
Yeah, and they're all laughing.
Women
at me.
will find that cute.
And like,
but you know why though? You are making time.
Yeah. But I enjoyed that more than like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going on a normal date, like just looking at each other and trying to figure. Like it was actually funny. I saw how fit she was.
That's nice.
You know what I mean? It was even like she was prepping me, like yo. Like, I got this. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that would have never happened if there was no lockdown.
It's time. Yeah. I think when you're chasing something, when you're an entrepreneur, freelancer, you realize that it's not the money. I remember there was one time, my girl at the time was like, I'm bored of the relationship. I said, you ain't going anywhere. So I went and bought a book, and it was 101 things to do in a relationship and whatever. And there was so many things that you didn't have to step out. It was like, let's paint each other, let's draw each other, let's go to this place, let's watch the sunset, sunrise, and
I like the sunset.
We completed it all. And she was not bored. And all it wasn't about money. It was all about spending time. And then when you look at the common denominator, it's not that you didn't have money and you wasn't transparent about your situation. It's just that you just didn't feel like you could offer that time, because time is money.
Yeah,
ultimately,
it did take the whole of my day, so 100% time is definitely a big factor. We went all the way to West London and back. I was like, raw.
But you was happy.
That's nice. That's nice.
Man's grinning right now.
Really?
Yeah, and what you're saying about time as well, like as an entrepreneur, time, like you work, well, it's possible to work 24/7. Like every hour of the day is precious. There's money to be made. There's a move to be made. There's always something you can be doing. So when you're now spending money, during that time you could be making money. It's almost like an L.
You feel guilty.
Yeah, you feel guilty, man. You're like spending money on food when you know damn well you have no right buying food outdoors. You know, you should be you should be meal prepping at home.
50% government
cooking
tax.
food to last you the whole week or something. And you're blowing like a week's.
Like, I just spent in my Tesco food shop on 2 cocktails.
Bro, imagine.
No, I'm laughing. You're sweating. You're like, what? Another one?
I know that's happened to everyone. You're just looking at the price of the cocktails.
Can I share that cocktail with you?
Me and Rich went on a for his birthday dinner. We went and ate. And I'm still thinking about it, not because we didn't have the money, but I was deep in how much we spent. And I was thinking, raw, this is at least a month's shopping, if more.
A month?
That's more than a month. Yes.
Mad,
Living on your own, that's definitely more than a month, what we spent.
But then you could subtract. How I would do it is, all right, cool. If I've spent a lot of money on that date with you, I might not do as many Ubers. Do you know what I mean? So
because you've done this, you might cut down on something.
It's just money management. You know, it's like if I don't know, I'm trying to think, what's like an expensive date? The most expensive date? I can't even think. But there was one date we went.
I'm sure you can think
of the most expensive. No, I mean there was expensive romantic gestures. I can't lie.
What's the most expensive date you've been on?
I don't know. You know when you just go to like restaurants and stuff like that, then that's pretty expensive. When like go there, come back. I'm just trying to say if you put everything into account.
Especially when alcohol is involved as well.
Oh, let me tell you,
cocktails is what makes it expensive.
They love cocktails, man.
Yeah.
You're just there like, yo, another one. You're like, I want a sober.
You're even giving me PTSD, boy. Those days are longer.
You don't do cocktails?
Just that whole like dropping the bag on a date, like
no, but you know what though, you can't control it. If you go to a restaurant,
that's my problem. Is I can't control it. I said you can't control it.
Hey, you
that
know
is
what?
the problem.
I'll just picture Malik here. He's in the restaurant and he's opened his bag and he's pouring some rare nephew. he's making his own. He's like, just order the juice.
I would have been spending it, and then I'll have a moment of clarity, like, what the fuck am I doing?
When has that happened? Like, give us an example.
It's a while ago. I think I was in Aspers.
Casino.
We all should give one example of a time when you was on a date and you had that moment of clarity.
I didn't know that Apple Pay have their own limit. So it's not normal limit. Like, so I was just ordering the drinks and I said, yeah. And for some reason, I accidentally took the two, because there was a group of us. And I accidentally did it twice. I saw 200 and something come out my account. I said, I didn't eat anything. What did I do? And then I realized I had paid for all the shots on that night. And I said, yeah.
Oh, man.
Rattled me.
Called up the bank and said, I lost my card.
Fraud.
When is iPhone? It's taking a picture of you before you did it.
Oh, shit.
I don't want them to show me the photo of the fool that put their face there to make this.
Everybody else, an example. When you had that moment of clarity.
On an expensive date.
Oh, man, I can't remember. Because I haven't been on a date like that in years. So,
any date or just an expensive date?
Well, if I've gone out and it's an expensive date, I've planned. Like, I know that, you know, I'm gonna spend a lot of money.
Whoa!
But if
I hear that. But I'm saying, have you never had a moment where you're like, even though you've planned,
like it's date night with the missus, you know?
What do you tell her to stop?
No.
Baby, I made the plan.
But I can talk about the past though.
But there's ones,
now.
there's ones where they're indirect. So like, you getting a parking ticket. I don't know if any of you have had that. But I've had my car lifted on a date.
Hey! That's mad. You're lying.
And I had
what?
There wasn't even Uber them times. It was just normal cab thing.
So what did you do?
I took the L, innit?
Nah.
Something that was £20 for both of us turned out to be 280 quid.
Fuck me.
Did she offer to chip in or anything?
Ask me if I'm still talking to her now.
Say no.
No, but I'm saying like, yeah, that's mad. But where
she definitely went home, and I went home.
you-
I had to pick up my car the next morning.
I'm done.
I didn't even get a message like,
No, that would. I don't even.
it was
What's a day like date night with a
No,
missus?
like you've got your budget
Mm.
and then it's gone over.
Oh,
budget.
over. Oh man.
Because nothing stay like unless you're telling her to stop, baby. No more drinks.
drink plenty.
Oh yeah, you just have to use your card, man. More times, yeah, that's when credit card comes out. Credit card, you have to bring out. You get me?
Can I pay on 2 cards?
Or even that, 2 cards. Yeah, let me just pay half on this and then the rest on
Credit card business straight away. Stuff like that. Credit card.
I'm just being honest. I feel no way to even reveal that as well because it's like sometimes, yeah, you go over budget, you get carried away. And me, like, there's no limit when I'm at eating.
Yeah, especially when it comes to food.
I'll keep eating until I'm full. I want to drink till I'm drunk.
Yeah.
That's it. You get
But
me?
like, okay, so when I discovered that people were a lot smarter than me when it came to this money thing was when I went to uni. For the first 2 years of uni, I never did pre-drinks. I got
Well
drunk.
done.
I didn't know that was a thing. I did generally on my.
So you just buy and drink all the time?
at
You
the
just
club
go to the club. Damn.
That's crazy.
because I was listening to all these rappers like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. I didn't know that everybody gets drunk before they get there. I said, yeah, I'm not smart at all. I had to learn from that day. Like, there's bare techniques.
That's crazy.
That's how my student loan was going by the time the mid semester. And all of them one will have it all the way through.
That's
I'm
mad.
thinking, we're going to the same clubs. No, they're buying half or even nothing when they get there. So,
What about you, Dimeji?
I haven't been on many expensive dates.
Just any. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just anything where it's like, yo, happy hour's finished.
Let me think. I think it's been ages ago since I've like actually dated.
No, but it could still be with your girl.
Even my girl, we haven't been on expensive dates because we're both actors and we're both
I love it.
entrepreneurs, so we're like both
She understands
mindful of how much we
That's
spend.
lovely, man.
Yeah, bro,
I'm
I'm smiling at him right
And
now.
you know what?
Honestly.
The beautiful thing here is that before her, I would never open up about my financial situation if I'm struggling or whatever. But she's kind of like encouraged me to be vocal and communicate more. And
That's the one.
if I'm struggling, I should let her know. Same way, whenever she's struggling, she lets me know. And so I feel like I'm in a way better space now.
Yeah.
That's
So
why I
when it
say
comes to
women are
dates,
amazing, man.
bro,
Mm.
all it takes is finding the right woman.
Yeah.
So when we do go out on dates, I don't feel no pressure to spend mad amount of money because it's not the amount of money that I spend that she cares about. It's the gestures, the experience. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. See, there's all different types of women in this world. I remember one of my exes once. She said to me like, "Oh, I want to go to like places like Hakkasan and Novikov."
See, that's some.
This was at a time where like I was quite low as well. You know, she
Yeah.
was saying this to me.
I would have said, baby, we can go.
The pressure. The pressure.
Go alone. Now you know what?
This was years ago though, but it's just like
Go by yourself.
Like, this is a bit mad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I didn't know how to feel.
Yeah,
But then was you
pressure right
honest
there.
about like? Did you tell her, look, we're gonna go one day? Just right now, we can't.
We eventually went.
Damn. Fuck you. No, you didn't even look up at us, man.
You know what? I think one day we're gonna have a conversation about this. how-
eventually went.
Our personal
Damn.
experiences with like being manipulated into going into
Manipulate.
dates.
That's what. That's
Because
literally what happened to me.
From
you know?
my personal experience, that is a real thing, you know. Like people could say, it doesn't get done, but trust me, a girl says it. My personal experience, a girl says it to me, and I can't afford it. It rattles me.
Why didn't you just say I
Personally,
can't
I
But she was.
would.
The girl was even.
No. Now I can. Like, I would
Oh,
just
but
say,
back
oh
then,
yeah,
yeah,
but back
there you
then,
go.
what?
I actually
What?
got manipulated into going out
What?
on a fancy date as well because what she started doing was she started talking about her friends that my friends
You
all
get-
go here, they go there. I wanna she opened up like I'm missing out kind of thing. Do you understand? So I didn't know how to feel. I just felt like okay, maybe it's about time that we go to like a nice spot. Not to say that we haven't been to nice spots before that, but she just felt like it's been a while. So I just felt like, oh yeah, okay, you know what, I'm gonna make it happen. Booked a reservation, made a reservation, and then yeah, man, like I got manipulated into doing that,
Man said
and I
manipulated.
and I couldn't do it at the time. As in, like the money
Yeah, I
was
hear
there,
you,
but it's
like,
just like it's like, oh, this hurts right now. The damage, man.
Credit card, boom.
For me, you know what it is? I've just always like just nah, dog.
And I
If
wish
I
I
can't do it,
I wish I
can't
had the
do it.
power to do that. But you know, when it comes to your missus,
Unless it's your birthday.
Yeah, you know what?
when it's your missus, it's different. If it's
Mm.
like just a girl that you're talking to or dating, you wouldn't care. But when it's your missus, it hits different, man. You feel like shit.
Yeah. But your missus has to understand, bro.
That's
Because
the thing.
Nah, but what if it's like I'm trying to think actually. If it's your girl's birthday,
Yeah.
you would prepare, you would plan
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
you have
Mm.
to.
So it's like, you know what, and you want to do this, so let's do it.
Mm.
And whatever. If she's just saying on a normal weekend, I don't know. It depends on obviously your
No,
situation.
this was just a normal weekend.
I would have said wait till your birthday.
I should have done that.
Wait until your birthday.
And obviously, when it's
Damn.
birthdays, it's easier because you know that the birthday's coming up. Let me prepare before,
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Wow, life of a
Entrepreneur and dating,
entrepreneur.
bro.
But what advice though would you give to sort of
To the young G's,
not even just young, anyone could be an entrepreneur, anyone
Trans-
we're in a
transparency,
pandemic, someone
man.
could be out of work.
yeah. Okay.
Transparency, I'll say that.
From my
number one.
personal experience, for me, I would focus on my career.
Yeah.
Focusing on yourself will allow you to give yourself the best version of yourself to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say just
Facts.
focus and in the
That's facts.
I think it's too early in a person's career to make sacrifices on their purpose if they haven't established themselves. So, like when you've got businesses or you're well established in your field, then of course you're gonna have to make time for your family and your loved ones and so on. So, but if you're not in a position like that, I think trying to now have a relationship on top of it is. It's really setting yourself up. And from my experiences speaking to uncles and speaking to the elders, they will also tell you, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like when parents tell you study and so and so. It's almost like, yeah, you have to give that type of energy towards your businesses and what you know what I mean? What you have and your purpose. So, yeah, that's my personally giveaway today. What about you lot?
Yeah.
Mine would be just focus on your purpose, man. Like your purpose is you. That's your reason for waking up in the morning. Just put your energy into that. You know, do what you do as best as you can. In regards to like dating and whatever. Like if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Don't try and fool no one. Don't try and impress anyone. Because at the end of the day, you're just fooling yourself, and you're gonna put yourself in a bad situation. If you ain't got it like that, don't be dating. Me, when I was coming up, there was a point where I just focused on work because I knew I had no right going on dates, paying for drinks and food and whatever, especially traveling from Essex. Like I'm spending so much money anyway. Like I had no right doing that because I've got so many other things I need to pay for, and you know I have to wait 3-4 months for invoices to be paid and all that rubbish. It's just don't need to be putting myself in them situations there. So if you know you ain't got it, don't act like you do. Just focus on your shit and, you know, keep moving forward. What about you, T?
Balance, man. I think you can do everything and anything. Yeah, you can go on dates, just find time, you know, make time, have that balance, work on yourself, because you also do need a break. And I feel like sometimes as men, we don't realize how much we don't make time and find balance, because you might go out for, you know, with your friends or do stuff with your boys, but then when it comes to your girl, you're like, or meeting somebody, you're like, you know, I can't do that until I'm set. But then sometimes you're robbing yourself of just great connections and great moments and great times.
True.
So it's just about finding balance, and just you can do all of these things and prepare. If you want to go somewhere expensive or travel, budget and do it, and don't rob yourself of something that you deserve, man, just because you feel like you're hustling and you're whatever. But obviously, you know, use the sun, man. Don't blow a bag every single time and have to start again. But just, yes, as long as you've got your stack and you're saving and all of that, you're good to do whatever.
Do it because you want to.
Yeah.
Cool. On that note, we'll call it a night because
Cool.
we're running out of time. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to use our discount code GPOD1 for 10% off all your products on Goodman Factory. Peace out. Bless.
Peace.